What is up, folks? Many different Halloween maps have been made for the upcoming Halloween update by the community, and a lot of you have asked me to take a look at them and kind of review them. So this is the format I came up with. We're gonna look at the maps in the workshop, we're gonna look at the maps in the game, and I might have some bots to demonstrate different stuff. So let's get into it. The first map, Sawmill, with 1,000 ratings and an average of 5 stars. It is a Sawmill Halloween version. So we have this little demonstration image. The saw blades are ghost saw blades. There's skeletons running around, and there is some form of underworld that we'll explore in just a second. Also, there's saw blades on other spots. So here we are on the map. This is the blue side. This is what the spawn room looks like. It's very close, pretty much the same as normal. Now the first thing that is slightly different is this tunnel on the blue side contains a health kit. This is not here normally, and this health kit is here too, so there's more health kits. Coming over to the red side spawn room, pretty much the same, some Halloween decorations. I don't think you can shoot through here. No, you can't. Okay, so same thing on the red side. You can come over here, and there is only one health kit, and there is a pumpkin bomb. So you probably want to watch out for that when playing the game. Standing on the radiation barrels will damage you. There's still no way to get inside this tunnel unless you have no clip like me, in which case you can discover a skeleton on a boat. The control point has 2 saws as it normally has, but these ones are ghost saw blades. And once you capture the point, the clock strikes and you get teleported into the saw blade underworld. I don't know the command to make me invulnerable, so I'm gonna have to keep up with the health here. But I guess, you know, you get a good idea from just looking at this. Just make it out of the underworld, survive, make it to over here, and boom, you're back in the overworld with a short uber burst and criticals and overheal. And once that happened, and the point is captured, some skeleton spawns, neutral ones, attacking both teams. Also, running into the saw blades doesn't actually kill you, it merely scares you and does a little bit of damage. And I don't know what exactly the trigger is for this, but sometimes saw blades will just randomly spawn at certain points of the map. Now a Sawmill, let's move on to Bonesaw with a 5-star rating as well. 992 ratings in total. It is a map that looks very promising from the preview here. It comes with this little description. Let me read it out for you. The Mountain Brothers have had their souls trapped within haunted gravestones. Push your team's saw into the enemy team's grave to destroy it. Release their souls and trap it in hell for good. Maybe hack a couple of enemies apart with your saw while you're at it. Be careful, as the graves are built around the pit of death and protected by the horseless headless horseman. He will appear the first time a payload crosses both intersections, so be prepared. So a headless horse's headman spawns. Get ready to flee from the forest fire through your worst nightmare, composed of haunted platforms, hammers and saws. The twist, no weapons. The winner of the match will receive a head start, but beware of the button power traps. Okay, so there is some form of no weapon parkour race between the two teams near the end. So right out of the gate, this is the spawn room, and it looks awesome. It's made up of 2 parts. You can exit on 2 sides. The resupply cabinet is made to look like a wooden locker, which is awesome. It's very, very unique and cool. There are these 2 carts with working headlights that are parked in the spawn room of the blue spawn. For now, we'll look at the red spawn in a second. And looking outside, you can see the forest fire the description was talking about earlier. It looks very grim for sure. Moving over to red side, it looks pretty much the same, being mirrored even with the exit pointers, just looking all around very similar, just slight differences in styling, which is nice. The map itself is built like this. You have the giant pit of death over here with a health kit. Blue side starts pushing from here, from their spawn, and red side starts pushing from here, from their spawn. The map then has the first intersection here. Touching the saw blade on either team will damage you, but not one-hit you, even if you touch the enemy saw blade. The cross-section is interesting. If one cart blocks the way, the other one cannot move until it is gone, either through the other team pushing it or by it moving back. Alongside the track, there are all these side rooms, which there is almost too many to show them off in this small video. Like, there's this area accessible from spawn with a health kit that leads up here to the carts. Just in a nutshell, next to the carts there are always some rooms where you can flank, build your sentry guns, run around as spy, collect health kits, whatever you gotta do. So coming from the spawn area, you keep moving through a small tunnel. This is mirrored on each side, and here is the end of the map. But before you can get there, you gotta push it all the way down here where the second crossing is, and also a health kit and a nice spot for some trolling engineers to place a teleporter that will send you to your inevitable doom. And there will probably be some Delphi exploits, but I'm not too sure. So, coming to the intersection, the boss spawns the actual headless Horse's Hitman, who is exceptionally undangerous and is only not moving right now because I have no nav mesh. There it is. Okay. After generating the nav mesh for what seemed like half an hour, he is moving, and he is moving quickly. So anyway, once the headless Horse's Headsman is defeated, by the way, Pit of Death, as most maps have it, once he's defeated, we can keep pushing the cart up the hill, around the corner, and to the final cross-section, right into either Redmond or Blutarch man's grave, destroying their soul. There it is. And we're doing damage. We're doing heavy damage. Oh, okay, this is the first time I'm seeing this. What's gonna happen? 99% progress. It has been desecrated. So red wins, right? Wrong! Both teams get teleported into this thing. So red gets the advantage this time, and blue spawns down here. So I'll do this without no clip. You just run up, and the buttons do things. Like activate a hammer. The saws will kill you, as you may have guessed. You also cannot jump, by the way. So everything is a lot more dangerous. Let me just demonstrate how it would look if you were to win successfully, get through the traps, not get sawed to death by any of the saws. All of these buttons are just hammers. Even this button is yet another hammer for anyone who got to the end before you. There's a lot of dangerous spots, and keep in mind there will be players all around you. But once you're at the end and you didn't get hammered to death, you win. You and your team win the game. So even if your team loses the race, you can still win in the end. Alright, let's have one final look around. Red spawn, blue spawn, first crossing, small tunnel, second crossing, go back around, go up, end, and once you're at the end and you didn't fall into the pit of death, you get transported into the forest fire world with all the bloody hammers and the saws and the scary ghosts. And once you capture the present in the end, your team wins the game. That's about it for this map. Let's move on to Brain Blast, which is just Barn Blitz event. It boasts a 5-star rating with 865 ratings in total. The idea is Red's base has been infected and their employees have succumbed to mind control. Blue wants to destroy, in brackets blast, the giant brain responsible. So, right out of the gate, this is the spawn room of the blue team. With a lot of toxic chemical stuff, and you hear these little radiation beaters, so... the mercs are probably gonna have some cancer after this map, but anyway. So, coming out of spawn, this is what the blue spawn looks like, and this is what the cart looks like. It's got this little heartbeat sensor on it. For some reason, I guess it looks cool. And all around the map are these mind control thingies that bleed when you shoot at them. They do not explode, but the red barrels do, which are scattered all about, and will destroy anyone standing next to them. So be careful. As you can see, spells are on the map. You can use spells, and that is something we did not see for the first 2 maps we saw today. So that's interesting. You can get spells in here. I like it. Real quick, I guess it's interesting to look at this little room, because you go through here so often. It's not changed from the layout, but up here there's this ugly alien egg, and something's looking from a dark spot. So, capturing the first control point, you move through this little area that we all know so well into this open area. I know what you're asking yourself. Can you use the stairs? Sadly, you cannot use the stairs. I am very disappointed. These stairs are not usable, and up here there is nothing to get to. So even if you could use them, it would be pretty useless. So we come to the cross section here that has to turn, and this area looks completely transformed. This is the red spawn room, of course. It is mind controlled. Yes, that's right. Infection spreads, zombie attacks, third strike this week. Obey, obey. Big Brain is watching you. That's cool. Like everything over here is different. The room up here, the layout is completely the same. The health kit and ammo kit are on the exact same spots, but everything else has changed. There's this extra room here that leads to nothing, of course. There is up here also a little extra room that leads to nothing. Once again, nothingness. The layout is the same, but it seems very radically transformed. I do like it. I do like the more alien look this part of the map has, because the next one is pretty much the same again. One thing I have noticed that is actually different, I do believe there's an ammo kit here usually. I'm not 100% sure, but there's no ammo kit on this map. So if I am correct and there's an ammo kit in here, it's missing. Another small thing, there is a small film of water. Can you see that? Here. Which has almost no effect, except you can rocket jump higher from here. And up here you have a spell in this little corner here. Red spawn once again. A lot of mind control theme going on, and you know where it is, the red spawn over here. So, pushing your cart into Brain Matter Inc. Big Brain, going over to the last point, you get to the area of the last point, which is probably the most radically different, just from the looks. Like, take a look at this. This looks very different. Very, very different. The small boxes here are actually missing, so there are some differences in the layout, some genuine differences, although this chute is the same. This area up here remains pretty much unchanged. Over here, layout is the same, and you can still run up as you used to, but this opening is also bigger. This is usually, you have to crouch through here usually. There's a full opening now. You could even place a sentry here that could genuinely watch this area, I think. Although it would still be pretty easy to spam out with rockets. And so, the brain down here. Oh god, I tried to By the way, blue spawn, I just noticed because it's the first time I'm in the new blue spawn. Blue spawn has it figured out. They know what's going on. They know red team is mind controlled. So that's cool as well. There we go. This is the best I can show you the brain. The big brain in the end hovering within this pit. This is the thing we have to destroy. So pushing the cart in to the last point here. That's indeed destroy and blow brain bits everywhere. So next up we have Payload Corruption. Payload Corruption is interesting because the underworld maze that the map has is procedurally generated, as you can see from this GIF here. It's called GIF. Okay, yeah, whatever, man. We'll get to that eventually, but it's interesting. I've never seen a procedurally generated part of a map in action in a TF2. I think that's totally new. We'll see, we'll have a look. Let's load into Corruption, the abandoned asylum. There it is. This is blue spawn. You can die in blue spawn. Just be aware of that. So starting off, you are not yet within the asylum. You are in fact at this cliff, cave, shore area over here, where red team has their first defenses. There's some good sniping spots, some good sentry spots, some pumpkin bombs, some health kits and ammo kits, and the first hints of an insane asylum. Of course, you could already see the asylum. It's not like it's the big foreshadowing, blood splatters everywhere. It's pretty easy to guess where this is going. So you spawn, you push your cart all the way up here. There is a small tunnel through here for flanks, you know, for destroying the sentries or whatever else. And you go down here and you get into this part where you get a portal that you can run into. So let's see, where will the portal take us? It takes us straight into the insane asylum. This is where red spawns, I think. Yeah. So blue spawns either in this or in this cell, and red spawns either in this or in this cell. I cannot switch away from melee, so I am stripped to melee. This is the part of the map that is procedurally generated from what I understood, and I am slowly losing HP. So how you get out of here is random every single time. I found the exit. Good for me. Once you get out of the insane asylum, you get critical hits and Uber for a short period of time. As is usual. You know, and then you can keep pushing the cart. So let me just demonstrate. This was the first thingy here. You go down here, you go up here. There is a second entrance into Insane Asylum, third entrance into Insane Asylum, and then you are indeed at the Insane Asylum with another entrance here into this underworld thing. So, the botanical gardens over here, you can get into these with no clip. There's just a plant in here. What did you expect? Also, this area is usually off limits. We have a little car in here, and we have an image of Heavy's anatomy, but nothing else. Let's push the cart into the final area. So, here's what red sees coming into the final area. This is their spawn. So you set up your defenses here at your, whatever this is, energy core. The Insane Asylum fuel or whatever it is. Once the blue team has made it to this point, there is pretty much no return, and the cart will inevitably destroy the last core, and you win. That's pretty much it. I think the most interesting part of this map is for sure the weird underworld, and it's probably gonna feel a lot different than what it feels like watching this video once you play the actual map. I've never played the map, so I have no clue how exactly it feels. You know, maps have a feeling to them. I don't know what the feeling of this map is gonna be. It might be a bit too complicated, like there's a lot of accessible areas, a lot of stuff going on, a lot of things I haven't even shown in this video. It's very, very just big. A big map. But with a full team, you know, you can fill it up, and it's probably gonna be interesting. I think it's streamlined enough, so everyone still knows where the card is and what to do. I wanted to narrow this down to 5 maps, because they are quite big, and I didn't want to have like a 1-hour video, so Ritual is the 5th map. It is just a Borneo reskin. So the layout is exactly the same as you might imagine. We all know how Borneo looks. But every once in a while, these portals open, and you can go into the portal, and you are in the wicked Wild West, where you can get some spells, and you can have shootouts with people, and you can collect like big spells. That's pretty much it, in a nutshell. Then you flee, and you're back in the overworld. That's about it for this map. I'll show it real quick. So, there's a spawn area for blue. This thing looks pretty cool. You go through here, You get up here. The cacti have all faces on them. Then you go through the small tunnel here. You get to this area, red ironworks. That sign is definitely new. This area remains unchanged. All the layouts are the same, just the looks are different. It is pretty awesome, but I'm not gonna dwell on this too much. The portals open up every once in a while, like I said, on different spots on the map. And this is the final area with a sarcophagus that you blow up with the cart in the end. And there's the red spawn all the way back at the last point. It is very cool. I like it a lot. And it's nice that the spells are pretty rare, so you can only get them from that weird underworld thing. Thanks for watching the video. Tell me what your favorite map is of the ones I've showed. As you saw, we have many really good maps, and there's no reason for Valve to put in another Woodville. There's at least 5 really good Halloween maps that are all well made enough to be put into the game. We'll see which ones Valve pick. I know I've made my pick. I'll see you folks in the next video. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked the map format. I hope I made it enjoyable. I wasn't sure how to go about this. Should I play full matches on them and showcase those, or should I just go through the maps? Just give me some feedback, please. And yeah, that's about it for this video. See ya.